Tash Dile and welcome to Tibet This Week. This is Sakina Bhatt with another edition of Weekly News on Tibet, His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Central Tibetan Administration. Let's look at the headlines first. Office of His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Central Tibetan Administration's Religion Department appealed Tibetans worldwide to observe collective prayers to overcome coronavirus crisis. His Holiness the Dalai Lama sends a message on the 50th founding anniversary of Central School for Tibetans, Herbertpur. Sikyong greets head lamas at Kagyu and Nyingma Monlam in Bodh Gaya. Belgium says Tibetan religious community has freedom to name Dalai Lama's successor without interference from temporal authorities. China's imposition of atheist beliefs violates religious freedom of Tibetans, says Tibet Bureau staff at the UN World Interfaith Harmony Week. The Office of His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Central Tibetan Administration's Religion Department appealed Tibetans worldwide to observe collective prayers to overcome coronavirus crisis. The public appeal urges the Tibetans to observe and chant the prescribed prayers as much as possible and collectively pray for the speedy resolution of the crisis and the well-being of humanity. Sikyong Dr. Lobsang Singye also sends a message to the Tibetans in Tibet, assuring them of a speedy recovery of the situation and relief from this incurable disease, coronavirus.
Tesle Ganana la Togi Nebuti Shiuchi capture and Puna like cabinet required in the do. This one's a tendera, Pula Yube Gita, Puripinda number so Semsapta, Namda, Shta Yore, and to the Manaro Nance, the Togi Nebu, the Dodani Karasanat and the Cap Deva Kabla, Tendera, Nyanga Yore, Ine Dima, Kalikali Nuru, Tendera, Dures, Shui, and the two part of Toshi number so, Tango night, Ketchum Stare, and the Anish de. Zenjo limbe ine ya chuyukha samegi gonde khane ta den tume시라는 것도 공사촌에 디간 람데 폐열에 디게 상마 일을 장에 토네 최대한 토네 공고 나로나 남잡 열에데 땐데라 뉴르 두그레 섬구도 나이네 예자란다 내주 도지데 자베 갑라 지용 멜람 자베 갑라 안디 페나 용이 비미소라 이네 야타 달 멜람 지야샤유 디 손자 삼메기타 Mungo Yabonarona, Melam Yabojarona, Jabonarona, Chishua Darai, Tuchena.
Today, His Holiness the Dalai Lama sent a congratulatory message to Central School for Tibetans, Herbertpur, on its 50th founding anniversary. Lauding the school for their achievements, His Holiness wrote, "The Central School for Tibetans, Herbertpur, was among the first set up to cater to the need of Tibetans in exile. Thanks to the consistent dedication to the staffs and teachers, students who have attended the school have embodied the good qualities of both a traditional Tibetan and modern education. Many of those graduating from the school have gone to higher studies in India and abroad, enabling them to make a valuable contribution to the wider Tibetan community in exile. We are grateful to the Government of India for the steady encouragement and support that has made these achievements possible." Sikyong Dr. Lobsang Singye attended the anniversary as the chief guest of the event. Extending his greetings on behalf of Kasha and Central Tibetan Administration, Dr. Singye attributed the success of the school to the pioneer figures and former teachers who have served the school in its initial years. Among the important guests attending the Golden Jubilee function are Supreme Justice Commissioner Sunamnor Budhakpo, Speaker of Tibetan Parliament in Exile Pema Jungne, members of Kasha and local dignitaries. The event, which was organized by the school's Alumni Association, is meant to show gratitude to the former staff and teachers of the school.
Today was the first day. It was a big event and we all enjoyed it, and it went on wonderfully and peacefully.
One of the most things is when your students appreciate what you did, and particularly when they express the emotions, how, whatever we did as a teacher or as an administrator, when they appreciate, so that is the best, the result that you feel.
President Dr. Lobsang Singye and the Chief Resilience Officer Kedor Ukatsang of Central Tibetan Administration greeted the head lamas during the Nyingma and Kagyu Monlam in Bodh Gaya on Sunday this week. The annual Nyingma Monlam, also called the World Peace Ceremony, is a sacred festival held yearly from the 1st to the 10th day of the 12th month of the Tibetan calendar. This year marks the 31st Nyingma Monlam and the 31st Kagyu Monlam festival. Mr. Philip Goffin, Belgian Minister for Foreign Affairs, said that the Tibetan religious community has the freedom to name the successor of Dalai Lama without the interference from temporal authorities. Upon asking a number of questions to the Belgian government on 21st January 2020 on the situation of human rights in Tibet by the Belgian Parliament member Samuel Kogolati, Vice President Committee on External Relations, the Belgian Foreign Affairs Minister replied that the Tibetan issue was raised with delegation of Tibet Autonomous Region led by Tibet Autonomous Region's Vice Chairman during a meeting which took place on 13th December 2019 in Brussels. The minister also elaborated on Belgian intervention in the Universal Periodic Review on China in November 2018. He also enumerated a number of ways in which it has worked with the European Union. Marking the United Nations World Interfaith Harmony Week proclaimed by the UN General Assembly in its resolution, a roundtable conference was organized at the United Nations building on Tuesday this week. The event discussed on the topic, Building Bridges for Change, Inspiring Collective Action. Highlighting on the religious violations inflicted on the Tibetans by the Chinese authority, Tinle Chuki, staff of Tibet Bureau, Geneva, said that this imposition of China's atheist beliefs violates the religious freedom of Tibetans. She further mentioned various works of His Holiness the Dalai Lama like the Mind and Life conferences, which bridge the gap between Buddhism and science and social, emotional and ethical learning initiatives which inculcate secular ethics amongst the younger generation. So much for today. See you next time and have a great weekend.